Explore the spectacular and the dramatic up close and personal now as Animal Planet journeys way off the beaten track.
A new season of Animal Planet's The Most Extreme kicks off this Father's Day. Find out which pops on top as we count down the world's most fabulous fathers. A new season of The Most Extreme starts tomorrow at 8, only on Animal Planet.
Gather up your garlic and wooden stakes, because the world is full of real-life vampires looking for a bloody meal. We're counting down the top 10 most extreme bloodsuckers in the animal kingdom and comparing them to human horrors like Dracula. Discover who's having the ultimate liquid lunch when bloodsucking is taken to the most extreme.
Earth is a planet of extremes. Extreme places. And extreme animals. But some animals are more extreme than others. Join us as we count down to find the most unusual and the most extraordinary on Animal Planet's The Most Extreme. Number 10.
A healthy human eats about half a ton of food each year. We're omnivores that digest a wide range of plant and animal material to obtain the essential nutrients we need to grow. But no living human could survive for long if they drank nothing but blood. While blood is full of protein, it's low in sugar and saturated in salt and iron. That's why only a select few animals have found adaptations to survive on a blood buffet. Our countdown begins with part-time vampires before venturing into the horrifying world of those creatures that can only feed by going straight for the jugular. Our first bloodsuckers can fly just like Dracula, but these vampires aren't bats, but birds. These feathery fiends are found on the islands of the Galapagos. No seabird is safe from the vampire finches. While other finches feed on seeds or bugs, this bird pecks at the base of the masked booby's wing feathers. Once the skin is broken, it can sip on the blood that oozes out. Other vampires queue up behind the booby blood bank. The finches of the Galapagos were made famous by Charles Darwin as evidence for his theory of evolution. It's thought that the ancestor of these vampires wasn't after blood, but was pecking at parasites in the booby's feathers. It looks gruesome, but it doesn't appear to do any long-term harm to the boobies. That's because boobies, like humans, have a lot of blood to spare. Blood is our most precious liquid asset. It carries life-giving oxygen to all parts of our body, thanks to 25 trillion red blood cells flowing through about 1,000 miles of blood vessels. The average-sized body contains about 10 pints of blood, which is pumped around the body thanks to the tireless activity of the heart. On a typical day, it will circulate nearly 3,500 gallons of blood. That means in a single year, your heart pumps enough blood to fill the fuel tanks of not 1, but 10 jumbo jets. Each day, our bodies produce over 200 billion red blood cells, which is why we can afford to give a little of our blood away. An estimated 8 million volunteers donate blood annually, which helps save over 4.5 million lives each year. Blood donations also help save lives on the Galapagos Islands. The vampire finch makes use of the masked booby as a mobile blood bank. The finch uses the blood as a dietary supplement to help it survive during long periods of drought. And that's why the vampire finch is only number 10 in the countdown. As a part-time bloodsucker, it's no match for the die-hard vampires that could drink Dracula under the table any day.
Number 9.
The next contender in our countdown of extreme bloodsuckers puts a new twist on the story of the Beauty and the Beast. After all, what other animal is as beautiful and totally harmless as the butterfly? There are more than 28,000 different species of butterfly, and most of them delicately sip nectar from flowers, using the coiled straw called a proboscis. But in Spain, there's one butterfly that holds a dark secret. The madronial butterfly has a thirst for blood. This vampire butterfly is number 9 in the countdown, because in addition to sipping nectar from flowers, it drinks the blood of dead animals. This extraordinary behavior has only recently been discovered, so very little is understood about how this butterfly changed from sipping nectar to sucking up the fluids of dead and decaying bodies. This vampire is also unusual because its victims are already dead. Most vampires prefer to suck on the blood of the living. Especially the most famous vampire of all, Count Dracula. The vampire legend began in Eastern Europe, where blood-sucking creatures were once thought to be the souls of the dead that rose from the grave and wandered about the night to drink blood from the living. The vampire tradition survives today. The dark streets of New Orleans are home to a modern vampire, Tony Parker.
I've been a vampire most of my life. I would actually say since I was about 6. You're more or less born into it. It picks you. You don't pick to be one. I've bitten about 5 people. It was totally consensual. Usually we dated and either lived together or were just long-term partners. What people believe vampires are, the way they dress, the way they live, the way they are, the things that they do, it's completely out of the ordinary. And that is pretty much the way I live, actually. It's not what anybody would consider normal.
Being a vampire means much more than just wearing a cape. It's a state of mind. Modern vampires seek to emulate Count Dracula's lifestyle of detached elegance. They embrace death as a fact of life and resist all social pressures to conform to normality. And of course, vampires are strictly nocturnal, which is why Tony only works at night, offering personally guided tours of the city's rich vampire heritage.
Good evening, folks. Welcome to New Orleans and to the vampire capital of the world. I am Tony, and I will be your vampire for the evening. This way. highlight of the tour would have to be the ending. Once we've finished and we've told everyone the stories and the facts and the history, the looks on their faces, some are shocked, some are amazed, some are appalled, and some of them are so intrigued that we know that they're going to be back. And those may be the ones that are what we are. They just don't know it yet.
It's hard to know what it would take to become a vampire. After all, who would have believed that something as beautiful as a butterfly would develop a craving for blood? If only the other vampires in the countdown were as good looking.
Our first two contenders have barely dipped their toes into the blood-sucking lifestyle. Because coming up is an animal that knows all too well that blood is thicker than water. And later, we'll discover a bloodsucker that's a real pain in the neck. That's next on Animal Planet's The Most Extreme.
Linger in the deep end of moisture. Only Olay Ribbon's body wash is streamed with a cream ribbon. The moisture lasts from one shower to the next.
Some shrimp, we've seared our tuna, and when you're done, voila, new Meow Mix Market Select.
Meow Mix Market Select. With tender, juicy cuts of fresh meats and seafood, it's too good to put in a can.
Work, errands, family. No wonder women are more likely to be irregular. Correctol is the laxative made for women with the ingredient doctors recommend most for gentle, dependable, overnight relief. So I can feel like myself again.
Start tomorrow right. Correctol tonight.
One classic Disney film showed us the magic of everlasting friendship.
I'm a fox. My name's Todd. My name's Copper. I'm a hound dog.
And now, the story continues. In a new Disney classic critics call delightful, heartwarming, worth the wait.
Oh, come on, Todd. It's going to be great.
The Fox and the Hound 2.
He's my best friend.
The perfect gift on Disney DVD December 12th.
On Man vs. Wild, Bear Grylls goes where he chooses and knows he'll survive. Now you can too, in the You vs. Wild sweepstakes. Enter now to choose and win a survival vacation at your own level of excitement. You'll also walk away with a digital camcorder to record the trip, so you can tell your tale at breakfast with Bear Grylls himself. Go to survivalzonesweeps.com right now, and don't miss Man vs. Wild, Fridays at 9 on the Discovery Channel. Bear is coming. Spread the word.
Imagine a planet where when you get down, you really get down. Imagine that.
Number 8.
In the waters of the Amazon, there lives a bloodsucker so terrifying that it could have come straight from a Hollywood horror movie.
There's something strange in the water, something you can't see, something you can't feel until it's too late.
Forget about crocodiles, electric eels, or piranha. The nastiest thing in the waters of South America is little more than an inch long. It's a tiny catfish called the candiru. It's number 8 in the countdown because it doesn't suck blood. It bathes in it. It finds its victims by following a trail of nitrogen compounds washed out of the gills of larger fish. Then it waits for an opportunity to slip in beside the rich blood vessels hidden beneath the fish's gill cover. Using spines on its head, the candiru scrapes across the gills until they bleed. It only takes a few minutes to drink its fill. Then it wriggles out to sink to the bottom of the river to digest its meal. But what makes this vampire fish really scary is that the nitrogen excreted by fish gills is very similar to that found in human urine. This can confuse a candiru, leading to a painful case of mistaken identity. This fish was surgically removed from the inside of a human urinary tract. It takes a delicate bit of doctoring to extract a fish lodged inside the most private parts of your body. But the candiru isn't the only creature to enjoy bloodbaths. The ancient Egyptians thought blood carried the essence of life, so bathing in blood was seen as the ideal pick-me-up. Roman gladiators regarded blood as the ultimate energy drink. They would gain strength by drinking the blood of their fallen opponents. Some people still drink blood today. In Africa, the Maasai don't drink the blood of humans. Instead, they get a good proportion of their nutrition from the blood of their cattle. These revered animals are carefully bled so that the cows come to no harm. The blood is often mixed with milk to produce a drink that the Maasai believe gives them great strength. A bloody milkshake may not be to everyone's taste, but to the Maasai, blood is just another renewable resource and a valuable supply of protein. Blood is also a valuable source of protein for the candiru. And that's why anyone needing to pee when swimming in the Amazon must always remember that there could be a bloodsucker lurking around their nether regions.
At you fast. Invest wisely. Invest with Nationwide. Investments, retirement, insurance.
Nationwide is on your side. Oh, she's precious.
She's got your eyes. Can I hold her?
Me too.
If only you could share moments with everyone almost instantly. Fortunately, Walgreens Digital Service lets you upload photos to Walgreens.com so your friends and family can pick up prints in as little as an hour at thousands of locations.
I killed them on my bed.
I killed him in the trunk of my car.
I killed them right here on the sofa.
And I watched.
Want to kill odor-causing bacteria? Try Febreze Antimicrobial. It kills 99.9% of odor-causing bacteria on fabrics and leaves a fresh scent, so you can get closer to the fabrics you love. Febreze Antimicrobial. Kill them with freshness.
I killed him on the bathroom rug, and it was really fun.
The legend is growing every day with every escape. It's the legend of Bear Grylls. He's a regular man like you and me, but he's got a knack for staying alive, showing others how they can stay alive too. See, there's a million things that can go wrong in the wild. Bear's out to try every one of them. How do you thank a man like that? Spread the word, friends. Just spread the word. Man vs. Wild, Friday nights at 9 on the Discovery Channel.
If you have diabetes and are on Medicare, you may qualify for a free meter from Liberty Medical. Every year, over 800,000 people rely on Liberty Medical for their diabetes testing supplies. The Liberty team can help you do the things you need to do so you can go on with your life and do some of the things you want to do. They'll talk to Medicare and your insurance company to see if your diabetes testing supplies are covered. They'll do all the paperwork. You'll have no forms to fill out, nothing to pay up front, and there's never a charge for shipping. Plus, you could be eligible for a free meter. Call Liberty now to find out. So do yourself a favor now and join me and 800,000 other people who rely on Liberty. Give them a call. They can help you live a better life. Get your free meter.
To get your free meter, call Liberty today at 1-800-903-3754.
Mysterious, inaccessible, unexplored. Until now. An unprecedented expedition, science's brightest minds, and discoveries that will stop this team in their tracks.
Oh my God.
The premiere of The Real Lost World, Sunday at 8 on Animal Planet.
Number 7.
Swooping in to number 7 in the countdown is the infamous vampire bat. But you won't find these bloodsuckers in Transylvania. Real vampire bats are found in South and Central America. They prefer working with cows instead of Hollywood actresses. There may be much less screaming, but there are other unexpected health hazards. You can get buried in your work. Literally. Vampire bats have unique heat-sensitive pits in their nose, which means that they can find where blood is closest to the surface. Then, they'll lick the skin and shave off an area of hair before removing a small plug of flesh with their sharp incisor teeth. So if real blood-sucking bats use their incisors for biting, why are human vampires always shown with enormously long canine teeth? Strangely enough, the answer has nothing to do with drinking blood. Humans, like vampire bats, would open a vein using their incisor teeth, which are sharp for cutting up food. Writers described vampires with large canine teeth because, as primates, we're hardwired to be scared of fangs. An open-mouth fangy snarl is the classic sign of aggression for gorillas, chimps, and humans. The snarling face of a vampire bat exposes not its teeth, but its tongue. Bats don't suck blood, but lick it up. They can swallow up to 5 teaspoons of blood, which is a lot of fluid for an animal about the size of a mouse. Imagine if we had the specialized blood-sucking ability of the vampire bat. We'd be able to drink our own body weight in blood every day. If the average man was like a vampire bat, he'd be able to drink 180 cans of blood. But there's a problem with drinking that much liquid. The main constituent of blood is plasma, a clear fluid that takes up an awful lot of room in the stomach and provides little nutritional value. That's why, having filled its stomach, this extreme bloodsucker becomes an extreme urinator. It's the quickest way of getting rid of excess weight so that they can fly away. The vampire bat is number 7 in the countdown because it has other adaptations for its bloody lifestyle. Compared to other bats, its stomach wall is thin and stretchy. It also has far more capillaries around the stomach to increase the absorption rate of the nutrients. These vampires will risk being pecked because they're always hungry. The bats can't go 2 nights without food or they'll starve to death. So while each individual drinks only a little blood, your average colony of 100 vampire bats would, in 1 year, drain all the blood out of 14,000 chickens. And sometimes they feed in the most uncomfortable places. But But sometimes there are worse things than having a bat on your tail.
Number 6.
The next contender in our countdown of extreme bloodsuckers really has a nose for trouble. Flying in to number 6 in the countdown is the mosquito. Most of the time, male and female mosquitoes feed on sugars from plants. But when the female wants to breed, she needs blood. So every mosquito that's ever bitten you has been female. And she fancies some people more than others. Scientists have identified 340 chemicals secreted by our body that can attract mosquitoes. So if you think mosquitoes bite you more than others, it's probably because you smell a little different. The victim's blood pressure pumps her up like a bug balloon, thanks to some of the most complicated mouth parts in the countdown. The mosquito's proboscis is like a combination of Swiss Army knife, hypodermic needle, and vacuum cleaner. The mosquito's number 6 in the countdown because it can drink about 1.5 times its own weight in blood. It doesn't sound like much, but multiply that by billions of mosquitoes, and you've got a bloodbath. Imagine being surrounded by a swarm of bloodthirsty females. Some people have recorded suffering 9,000 mosquito bites per minute. At that rate, you'd lose half the blood in your body in less than 2 hours. So it's not surprising that some animals will go to extreme lengths to avoid being bitten. Mosquitoes are so annoying that they contribute to one of the greatest migrations on the planet. Caribou born in the Arctic summer are plagued by hordes of mosquitoes. So to shake off the attackers, hundreds of thousands of caribou bunch together because individuals are tormented less in a crowd. When the insect plague is at its worst, the caribou herds are constantly on the move and can travel up to 40 miles a day, further than at any other time of the year. Being mustered by mosquitoes may be annoying, but at least you can hear them coming to get you, unlike our next contender.
If the last 2 pesky bloodsuckers have driven you a little batty,
Saturday on our new series, Up Close and Dangerous. A cameraman's trek into bear territory.
It was right at my heels.
Turns up trouble.
Any higher, it would be sitting right next to me.
You have to figure out how you can film that without getting hurt.
And a testy walrus.
I was just terrified.
Pushes his weight around.
And it was like one of those horror films.
All new, Up Close and Dangerous. Saturday at 8, only on Animal Planet.
When you want to finish with truly healthy hair, where do you start? Right at the source, the scalp. The 9 formulations of Head & Shoulders contain 6 times the moisturizers for your scalp and hair. Healthy, flake-free hair starts at the...
We would like to play.
Here are the no-nonsense facts about getting cash and getting it fast.
Cash Call can put thousands of dollars in your checking account by tomorrow, just based on trusting you, with no security of any kind, just your signature. You do not have to own a house and you do not need collateral. It only takes a few minutes to make the cash call and get the thousands you need. And payback is affordable, just over $200 a month. Just make the cash call at 877-860-CASH. That's 877-860-CASH, anytime.
Taste of the original ranch. Things seem a little more like the way they're supposed to be. Hidden Valley Ranch, the way ranch is supposed to taste.
This is my George Foreman family-sized grill that's... No, it isn't. It's my George Foreman griddle that cooks pancakes. No. It's my George Foreman bacon oven and it's making... No. It's actually my waffle maker that makes golden... No. It's a griddle. Waffle maker. Calm down, guys. You are all right. It's my G5 with 5 removable cooking plates, so it makes all of your favorite foods and it knocks off the fat.
The George Foreman G5. It's the next grilleration.
Sure I hunt. Small game. Allergens, Deskmates, they're everywhere. And my gear? I pack a Bissell Healthy Home Vacuum. This baby's loaded. Airtight HEPA system traps allergens, keeps them from going back in the air. Nice. Microban protection fused inside. Odor-causing bacteria?
For the new way to a healthier clean, visit Bissell.com.
They won't see it coming.
Visit Bissell.com/makeover for your chance to win a $10,000 healthy home makeover.
This is my candle shop. I love scented candles, but with kids and dogs, using them isn't always that convenient. That's why I love my Febreze Scent Stories.
Each Febreze Scent Stories disc has a collection of candle-like scents you can use over and over. Refreshing scents fill the room fast, and it shuts itself off automatically, so you don't have to. This year, give the convenience of candle-like scents with no matches required. Go online for a $10 coupon to get Febreze Scent Stories for as low as $14.99.
Are you a pet person? Then hightail it to AnimalPlanet.com's Pet Planet. From polls to pet guides, puzzles to pet e-cards, videos to advice. AnimalPlanet.com is your one-stop pet resource.
Number 5.
This is the Kaziranga National Park in northeast India. Protecting this wildlife sanctuary is a dangerous job for the patrolling forest guards. They're constantly under attack from the animal crawling in to number 5 in the countdown, the leech. These little suckers are armed with an incredible array of senses. Their bodies are covered in light-sensitive cells, which makes them experts at detecting moving shadows and dropping onto anything below. If they don't score a direct hit, they'll follow you by lurching along your scent trail. They have a good incentive, since leeches can go for 6 months between meals. The warmth of the victim's body guides the final part of the leech's voyage. Leeches have 3 jaws and 300 teeth that effortlessly slice through your skin. The leech is number 5 in the countdown because it can swallow 5 times its body weight in blood. The leech's incredible thirst was recognized by medieval doctors. At their peak in France, it's been estimated that each year leeches sucked from patients more than 400,000 gallons of blood. Strangely enough, leeches are still sucking blood in hospitals today. Here at Tampa General Hospital, these medicinal leeches are going to be put to good use on patients recovering from microsurgery.
Hi, Lynn.
Hey, Dr. Greenwald.
I brought the leech. It won't take very long. You won't feel a thing.
Reconstructive surgeon Dr. Daniel Greenwald routinely uses leeches as part of postoperative care for his patients.
Historically, the leeches were used to draw off the evil humors. The theory of health back in those days was that you had good humors and bad humors, and they tried to affect the balance of health, like if you had a bad fever, by drawing off your blood. That understanding of biology was incomplete at best, and that treatment was discarded because it obviously didn't do anything.
Today, doctors make use of the leech's sucking abilities to get rid of excess blood and reduce the swelling that can occur after an operation.
There we go. In the modern era, we use leeches to help with reconstructive surgery where more blood is coming in than can get out, and that leads to what we call congestion. We need to get that blood out of there so it doesn't clot and it doesn't poison the tissue. Leeches offer us the perfect opportunity to do that.
A hungry leech actually promotes healing. By reducing the congestion of pooled blood, it allows fresh, oxygenated blood to reach the wound until normal circulation is restored.
I think this guy is done, Lynn. I'm going to pull him off, and then we'll have you hold some pressure with the gauze until the nurse comes and puts a dressing on you, okay?
Okay.
Okay, you shouldn't feel a thing.
While not everybody may like the idea of having a blood-sucking worm on their body, it's still a remarkably effective way of saving an appendage. Other animals have more to lose if they're attacked by a leech. In some ponds, medicinal leeches can literally suck the life out of a helpless frog. It's a terrible way to die, but there's much worse to come in the countdown.
Number 4.
When the sun goes down in South America, an assassin goes to work. An assassin bug. This predatory insect sneaks up on its victims as they sleep in a Venezuelan chicken coop. It's an easy meal, except when you choose the only insomniac in the flock. That's why some assassins choose an easier target. Even in complete darkness, the bug can pinpoint where to bite because it's equipped with precision heat sensors. You feel nothing as it drives in its long proboscis because it's coated with an anesthetic. Anti-clotting chemicals keep the blood flowing as contractions of its abdomen suck fluid from your body. Lots of fluid. The assassin bug is number 4 in the countdown because it can drink more than 6 times its own body weight in blood. Yet the assassin bug isn't the only secretive bloodsucker in Latin America. Since the 1950s, there have been reports of a vampire-like creature that kills goats and chickens. Usually there's no evidence of a struggle, just 2 or 3 puncture marks. The victims are drained of blood, but otherwise left intact. The mystery creature was called chupacabra, which literally means goat sucker. The chupacabra is now famous, joining other celebrities of the paranormal world like Bigfoot and the Loch Ness Monster. People are fascinated by the mysterious murders, and until there's a convincing explanation for the deaths of so many animals, there will always be believers in the chupacabra. You may think the assassin bug is just too small and too secretive to be scary, but you might have a different opinion if you watched it spend 30 minutes drinking blood from your finger.
Forget about awful assassins and lousy leeches. There are bloodsuckers coming up in the countdown that have crawled out of your worst nightmares. It doesn't matter how much you clean up the house. There's one animal that's just bursting to get under your skin. That's coming up next on Animal Planets.
Fed up with your overpriced internet service and looking for something new? It's time for an ISP makeover, and this is a job for People PC Online. Go to peoplepc.com now and cut your internet bill in half. For only $10.95 a month, you get unlimited internet access, including a smart dialer with more local access numbers than AOL for faster, more reliable connections. You get a complete suite of security tools, including spam controls to help keep junk mail out, a pop-up blocker to help stop pop-ups, and email virus protection powered by Symantec. You can even keep using your favorite instant messenger. Ready for your internet makeover? Go to peoplepc.com now to try us free for 30 days and compare us side by side with your current ISP or call 1-800-748-9136. People PC Online, a better way to internet.
Tonight, beavers, nature's ultimate builders. Those teeth, that tail. But not everyone's impressed with their toothy enthusiasm. See how one woman is helping our two species live side by side. Leave it to the real beavers. Tonight at 9 on Animal Planet. Tonight, an ASPCA agent should remain objective, but some cases are hard to shake. Will Anne-Marie's emotion get the best of her?
So you would want to foster all of them?
Animal Precinct, tonight at 10 on Animal Planet.
Maud, cows are out.
I found him.
Things are easier to find when they're stuck together. Gladware interlocking lids lock together so you always know where they are. For lids that are easy to find, get Gladware interlocking lids. And for more food storage needs, get Glad food bags.
Whether they're in your neighborhood or halfway across the world,
There are animals everywhere that need our help.
Animal Planet and its partners
are challenging you to reach out, act, respond with roar.
It's easy.
You don't have to be an expert, explorer,
A conservationist,
or even a special investigator.
each and every one of us can make a difference.
Go online to animalplanet.com
And make a promise to help animals in need.
All you have to do is roar. Roar.
Bedtime will just never be the same once you've met our next extreme bloodsucker bug. It can wait patiently in cracks and crevices for as long as 18 months until it's lured out by the irresistible smell of carbon dioxide on your breath. Their activity is usually timed to the sleeping cycle of humans, so they scurry about the bedsheets unnoticed in the dark hours of the early morning. An unfed bedbug is wafer thin, but once it's thrust its sharp proboscis into the skin, it takes little more than 5 minutes for the bloodsucker to become enormously engorged. Bedbugs are number 3 in the countdown because they can drink more than 7 times their weight in blood. Your average human male would never dream of drinking that much fluid. It would be the equivalent of chugging back about 120 gallons of blood. That's enough to fill 7 kegs. If the thought of that much blood is enough to make you a little squeamish, then you'll really love the story of one of the earliest recorded blood transfusions. In Paris, back in 1667, doctors thought that a madman could be cured if he was infused with blood from a cow. It's a nice, gentle animal, and the theory was that the gentleness would be transferred in the blood. So, they strapped down the cow and the madman and connected their veins. The patient immediately started passing black urine and suffered a seizure. But apart from that, he was fine. Similar experiments were being done all over Europe, including transfusions of things like milk and wine. The biggest problem was that when blood was transferred from human to human, half the patients died. Today, we know that the problem lay in the presence or absence of two proteins on the red blood cells that result in 4 distinct blood groups. Transfuse blood of the wrong type, and the patient's immune system thinks it's an invader and destroys the blood cells. That's why in the past, transfusions were just as likely to kill as cure. But the bedbug has no such worries because it will happily feed on any blood type, just like our next contender. So when you go to bed tonight, sleep tight and don't let the bedbugs bite.
Number 2.
Does your home have an uninvited guest? Look closely down in the carpet fibers, and you may find the larvae of our next contender. They won't suck your blood. They're perfectly happy feeding on lint, dead skin cells, and the dry droppings left behind by mom and dad. Eventually, it will spin a sticky cocoon that picks up dirt and debris to make a perfectly camouflaged bunker. It can lie here dormant for a year or more, waiting for a host to arrive. Then, vibrations on the floorboards signal that it's feeding time for the animal that's number 2 in the countdown. The flea has very limited eyesight. Instead, sense organs on its antenna detect movement and increased concentrations of carbon dioxide that signal that a host is nearby. Then, it's time to show why, relative to their body length, fleas are the best jumpers on the planet. A flea can jump 150 times its body length. That's like a human leaping over 700 feet. But the flea is number 2 in the countdown because its blood-sucking abilities are just as impressive. Its mouth is made up of 2 scalpel-like blades with 4 rows of teeth that stab the skin to release the flow of blood. And the flea keeps on biting long after its hunger is satisfied. It uses the excess blood to make tasty droppings for its larvae to live on in the carpet. And since the flea is feeding for its family, it can end up drinking 15 times its own weight in blood. No wonder we've looked for ways of getting the bloodthirsty flea out of our houses. And our best weapon is the vacuum cleaner. Vacuuming sucks up flea eggs and larvae so effectively that in Northern Europe, the human flea is now more commonly found in the nests of alternate hosts, like badgers and foxes, than in our houses. Unfortunately, there's no such simple solution to thwart our final, terrifying bloodsucker.
We've seen the 9 contenders. They're the best of the best. Only one animal is a more extreme blood-sucking machine. It's number 1, and it's coming up next on Animal Planet's
IHOP introduces Cinestacks, stacked with sweet cinnamon filling, cream cheese icing, and delightful whipped topping. They're luscious on top of delicious, served with all your favorites. IHOP, come hungry, leave happy.
Are you sleepy? No. What do you think it's gonna be like? Mom says there's even more magical stuff now.
Okay, guys, back to bed.
We're too excited to sleep.
Now a family of 4 can look forward to a week-long Walt Disney World vacation for less than $1,500, including theme park tickets. Call 407-WDisney today.
You sleep?
No, too excited.
Scott has gone soft. Scott Extra Soft Tissue. 50% more sheets than double rolls. Scott Extra Soft Tissue.
If you're taking a pain reliever for your arthritis pain, you could be taking something that may interact with your prescriptions. The pure pain relief of Tylenol arthritis pain works all day, and when used as directed, has fewer drug interaction risks than the NSAID Aleve.
Tonight, to bring us to the world's greatest animals, Jeff Corwin gets close, dangerously close. Corwin's Quest, Close Encounters, and later, see the incredible stories of brave men and women who work with the deadliest animals alive. Killer Jobs, all tonight on Animal Planet.
Number 1.
The animal at number 1 in our countdown of extreme bloodsuckers is one of the world's most annoying creatures. There are 850 species of these specialized vampires, and one of them lives in the Kalahari Desert. It's been waiting for 4 long years, buried in the sand under the shade of an acacia tree. It's just a matter of time until a large mammal uses the tree as a sunshade, and that's when it launches its attack. Scuttling in to number 1 in the countdown is the tick. This tampan tick is an 8-legged relative of the spider with an incredible lust for blood. Some species may only be 1/4 of an inch long, but they will crawl more than 20 yards as they run down their host. Like all its kind, the tampan tick tracks us down by following a trail of carbon dioxide, ammonia, and body heat. Ticks select the best place to feed by sensing heat from the blood vessels closest to the surface. Then they drink. The tick is the most extreme bloodsucker in the countdown because it can drink 600 times its body weight in blood. Imagine if we could drink like a tick. We would need to swallow the contents of a swimming pool. That's more than 10,000 gallons of blood. There is one man who came close to sucking up blood like a tick. Paul Montague set an unusual record in London back in 1999. He almost broke the Bank of England, the blood bank. The story begins when Paul was out on his bicycle. He stopped for a red light, but a truck in the same lane didn't. Paul was so badly crushed that he was losing a cupful of blood with every heartbeat. A human can only lose 4 pints, or 40% of the blood in the body before it shuts down. But luckily, help was at hand. Doctors kept Paul alive by pumping in blood. Lots of blood. By the time doctors managed to stop the bleeding, Paul had received more than 56 gallons of blood. The story has a happy ending because Paul survived his ordeal and even married his nurse. Those bitten by ticks are usually not so lucky. Even the king of the beasts falls prey to the most extreme bloodsucker in the countdown. The lion's only defense against ticks is its tongue. Because if a tick finds a spot that can't be licked, it can latch on for several days. In addition to mouth parts that are like barbed hypodermic needles, some ticks have salivary glands that secrete a cement-like substance which literally glues the feeding tick in place. Only when its body has expanded to several hundred times its normal size will it dissolve the cement holding it in place and drop back to the ground to digest its extraordinary meal. And that's why, when it comes to sucking blood, the tick really is the most extreme.
At SeaWorld, black and white has never been so colorful or affordable. With the Fun Card, you just pay for a day and come back the rest of 2006. So you get unlimited admission to SeaWorld, plus a chance to see Believe, the sensational new Shamu show. But hurry, while the fun may be unlimited, the Fun Card offer ends April 30th.
Beach's ultra-inclusive family resorts, everything you dream about magically comes true. Gliding and sliding and splashing with glee. Diving and dining, it's all included, you see. Even Elmo and friends from Sesame Street. Beaches makes every day in paradise perfect. Book the vacation of your dreams. Call your travel agent or 1-800-BEACHES.
Where's the Febreze?
Aisle 8.
Aisle 10. They're both right. I'll show you. Febreze Fabric Refresher is in the laundry aisle. And Febreze Air Effects is in the air freshener aisle. Both make your place totally fresh. They just do it differently. See, Febreze Fabric Refresher freshens and zaps odors out of stuff. Like couches, carpet, curtains, and pillows.
Febreze Fabric Refresher Spray penetrates fabrics and removes odors from down in the fibers as it dries.
How to wipe out odors in the air, spray Febreze Air Effects everywhere. It's like so fresh.
Febreze Air Effects Fine Mist seeks out odors in the air, eliminates them, and freshens the air.
I'm glad you're learning so much at your new job. Now take out the trash.
Oh, Mom!
Febreze, for fabrics, air, everywhere. Febreze, it's that fresh.
Well, he only eats ice cream and sugar. And he won't exercise. But what can I do about it? I'm sure it's just a phase.
I don't know.
He'll outgrow it. He can't eat like this forever. Can he?
This spring, TLC is going to show some parents what their kids will look like at 40. And it's not going to be pretty. Can these families be shocked? Into shape? Honey, We're Killing the Kids. New series premiering Monday, April 10th at 9. Only on TLC.
Regular sale? A more sale. A very special event from More Furniture for Less. It's our gigantic annual More sale. It's all on sale.
Sectionals, entertainment.
Yes, it's all on sale.
Leather, Simmons mattresses.
Yes, it's all on sale. And here's more. No minimum purchase, no down payment, no interest till 2008. The annual More sale. Don't miss it.
Tomorrow, can the precinct save a pit bull that's been abandoned for days? Then, the Miami heroes face a mean mother who doesn't know her eggs are in danger. And a woman is horrified to find a king cobra in her backyard. Tomorrow at 8, only on Animal Planet. In every community, there are dedicated people who are making the world a better place for animals. Animal Planet and the makers of Fresh Step are coming together to honor the hero of the year. Log on to animalplanet.com and nominate someone you know today. Help us give a hand to those making a difference in the lives of animals.
Honey,
don't you go outside and get me an egg?
Okay, Mommy. Mommy, is this one big enough?
Animal Planet's The Future is Wild returns with brand new futuristic beasts. See how the animals of today will become the creatures of tomorrow. The Future is Wild, a new series beginning Tuesday at 9, only on Animal Planet.
Last time on Meerkat Manor, Shakespeare was bitten by a deadly puff adder. He struggled home where he collapsed and was close to death. Tosca, one of the young females in the group, has become pregnant, and brutal family politics may put her pups' lives in danger. Only time will tell if they'll survive. Meet the Whiskers. Flower, the leader of the group. Zaphod, her partner. Yozarian, with some social problems. Mozart, the caring one. Tosca, the rebellious one. Courageous little Shakespeare. And the naughty kids. Welcome to Meerkat Manor. It's 6 in the morning, and like working mothers all over the world, Flower is first up. This little meerkat is mom to 21, and the first job of the day is to check if the coast is clear before the rest of the family puts in an appearance. One by one, the rest of the gang drag themselves out of their bedrooms. Once up, the working day begins with everyone making their beds. Their burrows are built in soft sand and need constant attention. And here, on the edge of the Kalahari, that means digging. It's also a great way to warm up after a chilly night. Flower is the boss, and she takes no nonsense from anyone. She'll be watching closely to make sure that everyone pulls their weight. Work only stops for one reason. This gang of wild meerkats are known as the Whiskers. They've been the subject of a 10-year study by Cambridge University. Flower's radio collar tracks their movements, and cameras record the daily events within this extended family. One meerkat who has not put in an appearance this morning is Flower's grown-up son, Shakespeare. It's an ominous sign. The puff adder venom rots the flesh, and he had enough to kill a human. Shakespeare is only a foot tall and weighs just 2 pounds, so the odds are heavily stacked against him. At least Flower's 4-week-old pups will be coming out and are guaranteed to cheer everyone up. These precious new members of the group aren't allowed up until everyone is sure that it's safe. They'll soon be strong enough to follow the grown-ups out on their daily hunt for food, but for now, they're happy to stay home and annoy their babysitters. There's one more meerkat who hasn't made it out of bed yet, and that's Tosca. There's every chance that this little female gave birth to her pups overnight, and this could prove to be a turning point in her life. Her mom, Flower, the dominant female in the group, reserves the right to have pups exclusively for herself. She's a pretty ruthless character and doesn't want competition for her own kids. She may well decide to kill her newborn grandchildren, so Tosca's behavior could cost her dearly. With the housework done, it's time for breakfast, and Flower leads the group off into the bush. Their territory covers 3 square miles, and they need every inch of it to supply enough food for this family of 33. Forget bacon sandwiches and shredded wheat. It's millipedes and beetles on the menu. The group is foraging at the outer edges of their territory, and competition around this neighborhood is tough. Rival meerkat groups often try and steal parts of their territory, so the group always keeps an eye out for strangers.
They call him Elvis, the king of snakes, and he's looking for a queen.
This is Elvis's lucky day.
On an all-new Mutual of Omaha's Wild Kingdom, snake expert Romulus Whitaker is all shook up to get his best friend Elvis a mate.
Wow, look at that.
But is there a female that's fit for the king?
Never seen anything like it in my life.
King Cobra and I on an all-new Mutual of Omaha's Wild Kingdom. Next, only on Animal Planet.
I want an organized home, but I always run into the same 2 problems. Too much stuff in our closets and nowhere else to store it. But I found the solution with the new improved Space Bag storage packs. Space bags create more closet space by letting you store things someplace else. They're airtight and waterproof, so your items stay protected, which means you can store them under the bed, in the basement, or in the garage, knowing they're safe. Just pack your items into the space bag, seal the patented watertight zipper, then take any vacuum with a hose and vacuum out the air. Look how my kids' bedding stays compressed and protected, and later when you need it, everything comes right back to life, as fresh and clean as the day you put it in. They're see-through, so storing and finding things has never been easier. And unlike plastic bags, Space Bag storage packs are made with nylon. They're guaranteed to lock out dirt, bugs, and moisture. Plus, you can use them over and over and over again for things like moving, dorm rooms, and seasonal items. There's a Space Bag for every need in your house, from your bulkiest bedding to smaller items that can be stored in drawers. Good Housekeeping calls Space Bags a smart solution for cramped closets. You can get Space Bag storage packs at retail stores nationwide, but you can only get this special offer through TV. We'll send you 1 extra large, 2 large, and 2 medium bags for just $19.95. Call now and we'll give you another extra large for the same low price. And we'll include the travel Space Bag free. Altogether, that's 7 bags, a $47 value. You still pay only $19.95. And we guarantee you'll be satisfied or your money back. Think small. Think safe. Think Space Bag.
Call 1-800-790-6447 for this special TV offer of 7 space bags for only $19.95. Call 1-800-790-6447. Call now.
Tonight, from the fast.
Any questions?
To the furious.
Give me 1 second.
To the amazing. And as always, the unexpected.
Something just hit my foot. Excuse me. Beans for lunch.
Don't miss Jeff Corwin's Close Encounters on an all-new Whoa Sunday. Tonight at 8 on Animal Planet.
Hi, Richard Thalheimer here. With reason number 2, Ionic Breeze is the most popular air purifier in America. It changes people's lives. I get hundreds of letters from our millions of satisfied customers telling me how much better they feel with an Ionic Breeze. And you can try this for yourself in your own home. Call me today. I'll pay the shipping. You see if you sleep better and feel better. And if not, call me for a complete refund. I'll even pay the shipping back. But I promise you'll be amazed to see what collects on those stainless steel grids. So call me today and give yourself and your family cleaner, healthier air.
We all deserve to breathe fresh, clean air, especially in our homes. With the Sharper Image Clean Air Now campaign, you can. For the very first time, America's most trusted brand of air purifier is offering an additional Ionic Breeze Quadra for free. The Ionic Breeze charges incoming air, so pollen, dust, dander, and other irritants attach to the collection grid. Then air passes through the new Ozone Guard grill coated with Premier Catalyst coating, recognized by the EPA as a newer way to reduce air pollution because it helps convert smog and ozone into pure oxygen. You have to move air to clean it, and the Ionic Breeze cleans and circulates air with no fans, no filters, silently. Order today and we'll give you a free $69 bathroom Ionic Breeze to keep small rooms fresher 24 hours a day. We'll even pay your shipping so you can use the Ionic Breeze risk-free for 2 months. If you decide to send it back for any reason, we'll pay that shipping too and keep the bathroom Ionic Breeze as our gift. But that's not all. For the first time ever, call right now to find out how you can get an additional Ionic Breeze Quadra for free. That's right, it is amazing. A free Ionic Breeze Quadra.
Call 1-800-910-8663. That's 1-800-910-8663.
With the group gone and things a little quieter, a frail figure appears at the mouth of one of the burrows. It's Shakespeare. He's looking like he's suffering the effects of a heavy night on the town, but at least he's alive. Despite this small miracle, he's not out of the woods yet. His system is full of poison, and the flesh on his leg will soon start to rot. So staying with him is his sister Mozart. She'll be keeping him company and scrutinizing the skies for birds of prey. They're from the same litter and are very close, so it will be a great comfort to Shakespeare to have her around. Tosca has also surfaced and heads straight out to catch up with the rest of the group. She's ravenous and she's looking distinctly slimmer than she was, so there's no doubt that she's had her pups. And she's in luck. A careless tortoise has left her a fresh egg for her breakfast. Flower hasn't spotted her yet, but when she does, she'll smell the pups and there'll be trouble. Flower has seen her and rushes over. Tosca apologizes profusely, but unfortunately, sorry isn't good enough. Back at the burrow, Flower's pups are sitting pretty. They have nothing to fear from their mom and are becoming more and more confident. They've been out for a few days now and are busy practicing the skills they pick up from the grown-ups. The pups live in blissful ignorance of any threats that might surround them, but the babysitters are not so naive. They know that danger can come from just about anywhere. Quietly sneaking up on the babysitters is a shifty-looking male meerkat. He's not one of the Whiskers family. He's Carlos, a sly male from the Lazuli, a rival gang. They live next door and are the ultimate bad neighbors. They constantly try and steal territory from the Whiskers, and this has resulted in some vicious fights. The babysitters have picked up his scent and are starting to feel wary. What does this stranger want? As these are Flower's pups, they're potential future leaders of the group, so the adults are extra protective and unwilling to take any chances. One thing is for sure, this visitor is not at all welcome. The babysitters decide to try and warn the stranger that he's on Whisker's land by laying down lots of scent marks. It's like putting up a sign saying private, keep out. But roving male Carlos either can't read or doesn't care. He puts down his own scent mark in direct defiance and gradually moves in closer to the burrow. At this stage, there's no telling what he has in mind. One of the babysitters decides that it's time to call in the big guns and heads off to fetch Mom and Dad. Hopefully, the sight of Flower and Zaphod will be enough to scare the stranger off. But Carlos is getting seriously close to the burrow, and with no way of knowing exactly what he wants, Flower and Zaphod can't come back soon enough.
Everybody knows it's my buddy and me. He's everywhere I go, always there for me.
The new Littermate Elite Self-Cleaning Litter Box means less time cleaning and more quality time with your best friend. Plus new innovations like an ionic air cleaner to safely clean away odor and a sleep timer for nighttime use. See the full range of Littermate products where you buy your pet supplies.
Everybody knows it's my buddy and me.
Littermate, clean enough for your cat.
Tuesday. Nature is filled with beauty, except when it comes to these guys. Don't turn up your nose. You're about to discover the true greatness of the ugliest animals on the planet. Weird, bad, and ugly. Tuesday at 8, only on Animal Planet. Tuesday. Most extreme walks with the living dead. Real-life zombies roam all over the animal world. But what do they want? Most extreme living dead. Tuesday at 9 on Animal Planet.
When her clothes are this radiantly white and soft, you'll imagine she's an angel. Finally, brilliant whites plus the downy softness you love. Introducing Downy Plus Whitening, the only fabric softener that brightens and whitens. New Downy Plus Whitening. It's a beautiful feeling. For a free sample, visit our website at downy.com.
A revolution in learning has begun, and it's called Cosmeo.
I can say clearly now the rain is gone. I can see all the obstacles in my way. Here is that rainbow I've been praying for. It's gonna be a bright, sunshiny day.
Sign up for your free 30-day trial to see learning come to life with Cosmeo, the new online homework help tool from Discovery Channel. With Cosmeo, kids learn by experience with over 30,000 video segments, interactive games and quizzes, and thousands of articles and photos, all searchable by subject, keyword, and grade. Plus, it all matches your state's curriculum standards, so what they're taught at school is what they get on Cosmeo. Start your free 30-day trial at Cosmeo.com and see what your kids can achieve when they Cosmeo.
Bright, sunshiny day. All the colors of the rainbow, right inside your home. The beauty of the oceans, that's yours and yours alone. The beauty of the deep, treasures for you to keep. The only thing we do is bring the oceans and rivers home to you.
After surviving 3 hurricanes and 14 months of rebuilding, the Alabama Gulf Coast Zoo is reopening its doors.
This is starting to get exciting.
But can the zoo possibly be ready in time?
We'll do it. Some way or another, we'll get open.
The Little Zoo That Could. The saga continues. Next Wednesday at 9, only on Animal Planet.
The pups have picked up on the tense atmosphere and are aware that something is wrong. They are learning that strangers mean danger, and only family can be trusted. He's just yards away now. At last, Zaphod and Flower make it back. They immediately set to work laying down their scent, asserting their ownership of the land. The roving male Carlos can sense that these two mean business. And besides, Zaphod is a lot bigger than him. So he takes off. This has all been a bit disturbing, and everyone is left feeling uneasy. They haven't heard the last of Carlos, that's for sure. The main group is still out foraging, and there are rich pickings. Meerkats have a territory range of about 3 square miles. It's just enough to sustain them so long as they visit different parts of it every day. So the group heads to a new area each morning, allowing previously plundered zones to regenerate. Today, they are right on the border of Lazuli territory, and they're going to have to be careful. With the crisis over at the babysitting burrow, Flower and Zaphod have rejoined the rest of the family. But everyone is in a state of high alert, looking out for any signs of their rivals, the Lazuli. Suddenly, an alarm call goes out. The sentries have done their job and spotted trouble. The sly male, Carlos, is back. But this time, he's not alone. The Lazuli are here en masse, and they're looking for trouble. They're directly challenging the Whiskers to a battle. And when meerkats fight, the results can be fatal. Things are about to turn nasty, so Tosca decides to head for home. With newborn pups to feed, she can't afford to take any chances. The Whiskers take the bait and launch an attack. Like the enemy, they are kicking out their back legs in a kind of war dance to try and look as formidable as possible. It seems to be working, and the Lazuli beat a hasty retreat. The Whiskers are left feeling confused and anxious, laying down their scent to reinforce that this is their territory. No one knows when or where the next attack is going to come. All they know is that it's not over yet, and if the Lazuli were to win, they could kill Flower's pups. Back at the burrow, Shakespeare is oblivious to the drama facing the rest of the gang. He's still suffering the terrible effects of the puff adder bite. Mozart, his sweet little sister, is keeping watch over him. There's little she can do except to watch for predators and offer him some companionship. She could be out finding food for herself, so it's a kind and unselfish act, and it's probably the only thing keeping him going. Shakespeare's wound is becoming swollen and infected, and as the hours tick by, his hold on life gets weaker and weaker. The trouble is, when you weigh less than a bag of sugar, each day that goes by without food brings you closer to starvation. He can only hope he feels better soon. Tosca arrives back and immediately goes underground to check on her pups and give them a feed. Shakespeare also decides that he's better off below ground. It's just as well. If the trouble with the Lazuli reaches the burrow, he will be helpless to defend himself.
There is a way to design a sedan that embraces the road and the driver. Introducing the 2007 Saturn Aura midsize sedan. Saturn, like always, like never before.
planet where you don't need to join the Witness Protection Program to disappear. Imagine that.
Progresso soup. With all the ingredients you'd expect from a great soup, it just tastes better than condensed. Progresso soup, a taste of the good life.
Rachel Ray here, just topping off my holiday deviled ham dip with a little sliced olives. And now for the Ritz. Guys, where are the Ritz?
Are we rolling?
Look for more of Rachel's recipes on Nabisco holiday boxes.
Answer my 3 questions and I'll let you pass.
Are you kidding?
What's large as a mountain but as small as a... Hey, how many people you got in there?
8.
Whoa, is that a DVD player?
Maybe.
Do I smell cookies?
Hit the gas. That's 3.
Beloved by humans, envied by trolls. The pilot from Honda.
This team's got to start working together. I put you in at sweeper, but you need to pick it up. I need someone who's got it all. Speed, agility, power. I'm bringing in the new kid.
Get the one cleaning tool that does it all. The Swiffer Sweeper Vac, with the Swiffer dry cloth to get the small stuff and a vacuum to suck up the big stuff. Better than a broom and dustpan.
Way to go, kid.
Swiffer Sweeper Vac. Pick one up for the holidays. Go online for a money-saving coupon.
Kick off your weekend with Television Friday. Be amazed by our animal art. Catch the coolest quick clips. Check out the latest Tail Talk. There's even TV made just for your pet. Plus, it's the only place to see our new series, Meerkat Manor. What a tailorific way to start the weekend. Television Friday. Every Friday starting at 7, only on Animal Planet.
Flower and the rest of the Whiskers family appear to have chased off the enemy, but everyone is on edge. Suddenly, another alarm goes up. The Lazuli are back, and they mean business. It seems they're intent on taking over this part of the Whiskers' territory. But their opponents are equally determined not to give it up. Zaphod takes on the dominant male from the Lazuli and tears into him. The Lazuli are forced into a final retreat. Whiskers 2, Lazuli, nothing. It's been a frightening experience, but everyone is safe. The Whiskers have triumphed, and the Lazuli have been sent packing. A couple of hours later in the fading light, a familiar figure reappears. It's Carlos, the mischievous male. But this time he's alone and is gazing at some of the Whiskers' young females. This can only mean one thing. He no longer wants to make war. He has love on his mind. Daisy, one of the young females in the Whiskers group, has caught his eye, and she seems to be quite curious about him. But given what has just happened, this really is forbidden fruit. Carlos is trying to look as casual as possible as he waits for Daisy to take the bait. It's a dangerous liaison worthy of Romeo and Juliet. But Daisy will have to face the music when she gets home. And if she's pregnant, the family is going to be furious. The group is getting more and more agitated about Daisy. It's getting dark and she's still not home. Finally, young Daisy tries to rejoin the group unnoticed, but it's not going to work. She reeks of Carlos's aftershave, and despite her attempts to apologize, the group is confused and angry. She tries rolling on her back, hoping to disguise or rub off Carlos's scent, but she's not fooling anyone. Luckily for Daisy, it's getting late, and the group has to return to the burrow for the night. So, she heads home with the rest of the family. Poor Flower has had a day. Her daughter Tosca has had pups without her permission. Her own pups were under threat. There's been a huge fight, and one of her daughters has been with the enemy. Flower is struggling to keep control over the family, and things are close to falling apart. She needs some serious TLC from her partner Zaphod to soothe her nerves. Next time on Meerkat Manor, he survived the snake bite, but without the strength to look for food, Shakespeare faces starvation. And as Flower discovers another one of her daughters has given birth, the stage is set for a murderous collision course.
When you get nausea, heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach, diarrhea, Pepto-Max. Nausea, heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach, diarrhea, Pepto-Max.
When you need big relief, you need Pepto-Max. With twice the strength, Pepto-Max is maximum pink.
Together, Walmart and the Salvation Army's Red Kettle campaign have been helping change the lives of those in your community for 20 years. And this year, our commitment is stronger than ever. From our families to yours, Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays.
It's time to feel free with new Chase Freedom. Feel free to choose points for rewards like travel.
I'm free to do what I want.
Or feel free to choose cash back. Then feel free to change back again without losing a thing. That's freedom. That's Chase Freedom. Get it free at chase.com/freedom.
Hi, Jay Bush and Cousin Drew here for Bush's Homestyle Chili.
I slow cook it according to a secret family recipe with premium ground beef and a special blend of spices for a homemade taste.
Say, Drew, what do you say you let me see where you keep the secret family recipe?
All right, Jay, but don't tell your dog Duke. He can't keep a secret. Duke, how'd you get in here?
Oh, I had some doggy doors put in.
Enjoy Bush's Homestyle Chili. Looks like homemade, tastes like homemade.
Next Monday, Grammy winner Winona Judd joins the Backyard family.
Hi everybody, I'm Winona. Join me for a very special episode of Backyard Habitat.
All new next Monday at 8.
Only on Animal Planet.
The open ocean, where all the species that walked the earth began their evolution. Some of the first to come ashore were the reptiles, like sea snakes, turtles, and the biggest of them all, the deadly saltwater crocodile. Woo! An apex predator. And their smaller cousins, the ocean-going lizards, like the marine iguanas of the Galapagos Islands.
In this adventure, we go into the fascinating world of these reptiles of the deep and study them in their home environment as they swim, graze, and hunt like their ancient oceanic ancestors millions of years ago. We're heading to far north Queensland to study saltwater crocodiles in the open waters of the South Pacific. You'll find saltwater crocs right around Australia's tropical north. We'll be tracking them in the great untouched wilderness of Cape York Peninsula, where we've arranged a rendezvous with pilot Dennis Wallace.
Yeah, not bad, mate.
Good
not
to see
bad
you
at
again.
all.
Yeah. So what do you reckon? Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm in there.
You guys jump in and let's go and find you some crocs, eh?
Good stuff.
How are you, Terry?
Howdy, Brazaka. This guy's one of the great characters of the North. Everyone calls him Brazaka. Don't ask me why, it's just Brazaka.
You haven't got any better looking, mate.
No, mate, I'll tell you what. I'm not aging well at all.
This is the only way to cover a lot of ground up here. The whole area is totally isolated, and even a four-wheel drive wouldn't get through. We're searching for big saltwater crocs near the estuaries where tropical rivers join the Coral Sea. It's always been a dream of mine to swim with crocs in the open ocean and study their behaviour in an unbounded environment. And it's a big one. It's a big salty, all right. He's heading out offshore, looking for fish, crustaceans, maybe even turtles. Woo, he spotted us. And the power that he derives from that tail tucks his legs right back in and he's heading back towards the mangroves where he can hit the camouflage of the deep, dirty water. Here we go. Check this out for a crocodile track. This area is home to the largest crocodiles in the world. They look big from above. When you get on the ground level, you can get an idea of the enormity of the animal. Ooh, I've seen a few slides, a few big slides. Myself and Dad up in the Gulf, Cape York Peninsula, but I tell you what, this one takes the cake. This is absolutely massive. So when they walk, they tuck their legs in alongside their belly so his belly reaches out right out here. That is one big crocodile. And he's hauled himself out of the water, come up this sandbar, straight up into the creek and heading right out towards the ocean. This is huge, absolutely mammoth. Have a look at this. You can see his tail swooshing one side to the other. You can see the dirt where his back legs, look how big those feet are. His back feet are sunk in there and pushed the dirt out to the back. That's how come I know he's gone this way. And it's fresh, really fresh. He's just in front of us somewhere. Imagine if he was out in the ocean when we get out there. Big slide. This was probably the biggest crocodile slide I've ever seen. Saltwater crocodiles are the largest reptile on the earth. They can grow over 18 feet, and I guess that's about all I could say. 18 foot plus. Terry's going to bring the dinghy back round so as we can get out into the ocean and have a scout around. You can see these coastal lagoons. There's a thin peninsula of sand, and the crocs actually traverse to and fro there. Great place for an ambush, and they've got great cover out in the ocean and in the lagoon. And here's another monster, another 16-foot plus crocodile. This is certainly legendary crocodile territory, and he's out in the ocean looking for a feed. There's plenty of food for ocean-going crocodiles, and if we're going to share space with them, we'll need to be very accurate and careful about where and what we do. There he is. You can just see his head sticking out of the mangroves. He's watching us. He's staring right at us. And this is the art of the crocodile. They'll sit and wait. Ambush predators. Probably crawled over here early this morning. And at night, anything crosses this beach, whack! Big hit. Big, beautiful animal, impressive. There's his tail mark, where he heads straight back over to the ocean. Look across here. It seems so strange to see a croc on the beach like this, but remember, this is an isolated area with no people for hundreds of miles, and that makes the crocodile behave differently to when he lives close to human populations, which are a threat. Whoop, I've moved in too fast. He had a bit of a thrash and now he's off. Look at him go, straight out through the breakers. Terry's brought the dinghy round, and with the chopper spotting for us, we've got a great chance of catching up to the crocodiles. And I'm one step closer to doing something I've always wanted to do. Share space with a crocodile, underwater, one-on-one. Here's my chance. She's coming up. Here it is, yes, it's a female. It's an adult female. She'd be around about 10 feet. Cruise in. She's onto us. She's diving down to the bottom to try and seek camouflage on the bottom. Here's my chance. Woo! It's about a 10-footer, maybe a little more. And she's not worried, she's just cruising along. Look at the way she's using her feet, just plodding along the bottom. It's like a dinosaur. It's just like being with a dinosaur underwater. She's using her transparent eyelids. She's got like goggles on, they can see through that protective eyelid. I'm getting in close, really close. She's not worried. She's very calm. Here she goes, she's up for a breath. Look at her little arms tucked in. Uh-oh, you see her opening up her mouth. That's a sign, that's a demonstration. These are my teeth. Stay back or I will bite you. I'm gonna have to keep my distance. That's a body posture. She's warning me. Beautiful animal. She's heading slowly towards the river mouth. Using her tail, that big, powerful, rudder-like tail, those webbed back feet enable her to just plod along. Wow, one-on-one. One-on-one with a dinosaur. Oh, she's opening her mouth up. She's showing me her teeth. But I've got Terry right there, keeping an eye on her. It's important that Terry keeps very vigilant and looks for any signs that she's going to have a go. But she's quiet. She's really quiet. In fact, she doesn't feel threatened by my presence at all. She feels that she's in command. Under she goes. She's got a breath. She's going to go back down to the bottom. This is amazing. She could just one flick of her tail and be 30 metres away from me, just in a flash, so quick that I wouldn't be able to get anywhere near her. She's using the dark, deep water and the rocks and the seaweed to blend, to camouflage. Oh, here we go. That's a threat. She's focused straight back on me. Mouth ajar, teeth, and that's a back off or I could bite. Look at her. See how she's got her eyes open? That's a transparent eyelid. She can stay under the water for nearly an hour. She's happy enough that she's kept me at bay. She's going for air. Woohoo! I can't believe this! She is not showing any signs of aggression whatsoever. She understands the power she's got. I'm no threat to her. She is in command, and I'm in her territory. She's heading back down towards the bottom, back into the weed. Oh, she's turned. Oh, strike! That was the ultimate warning. Now she's back arching. She's showing me how big her back is, and that's a threat. She could have bit me. She could have chopped down on me, no worries at all. But she decided, oh! That was too close, straight over my goggles. I'll have to get out. She rules.
Scott has gone soft. Scott Extra Soft Tissue. 50% more sheets than double rolls. Scott Extra Soft Tissue.
If you're taking a pain reliever for your arthritis pain, You could be taking something that may interact with your prescriptions. The pure pain relief of Tylenol Arthritis Pain works all day, and when used as directed, has fewer drug interaction risks than the NSAID Aleve.
Tonight, to bring us to the world's greatest animals, Jeff Corwin gets close, dangerously close. Corwin's Quest, Close Encounters, and later, see the incredible stories of brave men and women who work with the deadliest animals alive. Killer jobs, all tonight on Animal Planet.
Excuse me, where's the Febreze? Aisle 8.
Aisle 10. They're both right. I'll show you. Febreze Fabric Refresher is in the laundry aisle. And Febreze Air Effects is in the air freshener aisle. Both make your place totally fresh. They just do it differently. See, Febreze Fabric Refresher freshens and zaps odors out of stuff. Like couches, carpet, curtains, and pillows.
Febreze Fabric Refresher Spray penetrates fabrics and removes odors from down in the fibers as it dries.
How to wipe out odors in the air, spray Febreze Air Effects everywhere. It's like so fresh.
Febreze Air Effects Fine Mist seeks out odors in the air, eliminates them, and freshens the air.
I'm glad you're learning so much at your new job. Now take out the trash.
Oh, Mom.
Febreze, for fabrics, air, everywhere. Febreze, it's that fresh.
Well, he only eats ice cream and sugar. And he won't exercise. But what can I do about it? I'm sure it's just a phase.
I don't know.
He'll outgrow it. He can't eat like this forever. Can he?
This spring, TLC is going to show some parents what their kids will look like at 40. And it's not going to be pretty. Can these families be shocked? Into shape? Honey, we're killing the kids. New series premiering Monday, April 10th at 9. Only on TLC.
Regular sale? A more sale. A very special event from More Furniture for Less. It's our gigantic annual More sale. It's all on sale.
Sectionals, entertainment.
Yes, it's all on sale.
Leather, Simmons mattresses.
Yes, it's all on sale. And here's more. No minimum purchase, no down payment, no interest till 2008. The annual More sale. Don't miss it.
Tomorrow, can the precinct save a pit bull that's been abandoned for days? Then, the Miami heroes face a mean mother who doesn't know her eggs are in danger. And a woman is horrified to find a king cobra in her backyard. Tomorrow at 8, only on Animal.
This is the perfect opportunity to investigate the beaches and the mangroves. We saw plenty of crocs around here from the air, and we're hoping to catch up with them at ground level.
Here's where the beach meets the mangroves. This is a really hot spot for all species of wildlife, particularly crocodiles. It's like a halfway zone from the ocean into the estuaries. You can see all this young mangrove growth behind me. When the tide comes in, it's a haven for crocodiles just to sit in there and snap at all the fish. A huge number of fish and crustaceans spend the early parts of their lives in the twisted tangle of roots. There is so much prey of every size that mangroves make the perfect home for baby and juvenile crocodiles.
Mangroves are some of the most productive plant colonies on Earth. They generate an enormous number of life forms, and many of them, even hermit crabs, are a daily part of the diet for saltwater crocodiles. These tropical mangroves are full of crocs, but when we approach, their first instinct is to disappear. Unlike the open ocean, this is their home territory, and that makes it almost impossible to get close in a powerboat.
Sue's been in plenty of croc territory before, and she's on the lookout too. The sound of the outboard tells the crocodiles we're coming. And by the time we get there, they're gone. And there's only a slide to tell us where they've been and what they've been doing. This one's gone up over the bank, probably into an inland sunning position. so I'm going to sneak through the mangroves, through the foliage, and see if I can observe. And there he is. It's a real beauty. That mouth gaping is part of how they regulate their body temperature. They cool their brain by letting moisture evaporate from the mouth while warming the rest of their body in the heat of the sun. Like dogs pant, elephants flap their ears, crocodiles open their mouths to thermoregulate. They've got an awesome tooth structure, huge, great penetrating teeth, just like my fingers, designed to grab, hold, and kill large food sources like big mammals. And check out those teeth. Crocodile's bite is awesome. One of the most powerful forces in the animal kingdom. They sink those teeth deep into their prey and then head shake, literally tearing it apart. And the jaw pressure, incredible, 3,000 pounds per square inch back in the jaws. At the tooth tips, whew, it'd be mind-blowing how much pressure they'd have. Have a look at this. He's starting to materialise. Snout, eyes, ears. One of the preferred hunting techniques is the strike. He's lining up. How's this? He's got a bird. Oh, he's going into a back arch. He's threatening other crocodiles. They take in a big breath of air and puff themselves up, exposing their back and all those big armour plates along their back, and they're showing, look how big I am, look how big I am. Check out the size of my back. And that's very intimidating. It's a threatening posture to other crocodiles or anything that they don't want in their territory.
When we see one of these giant reptiles emerge from the murky waters, we're looking at just how it was more than 200 million years ago. Their crocodilian ancestors had almost exactly the same shape, the same sort of armored skin, and you can easily believe the evidence they used to eat dinosaurs for breakfast. Small ones, but dinosaurs just the same. And if anything attacked them, they had to be mighty powerful just to break through the skin. Like all reptiles, the saltwater crocodile is an egg layer. And like sea turtles, they go into a trance during the laying process.
This female's finally starting to deposit her eggs. Once she's laid a few eggs, it's then that we'll be safe enough that we can move in a little closer. Because then she won't even be aware of our presence.
Saltwater crocodile goes into this trance-like state. Her whole entire reason for existing is to reproduce and lay these eggs. She's not even aware of our lights or our presence and won't be disturbed until she's done this all-important job of propagating her species.
The nesting goes on for hours, and she can lay up to 70 eggs at a time in a spot she's chosen to stay dry through the wet season. If they're submerged, the embryos will die in the shell. At the end of the laying, she moves those massive legs in an incredibly delicate way to cover the eggs with vegetation. The heat given out by the rotting vegetation incubates the eggs until it's time to hatch 90 days later. It's amazing how such a big creature can be so gentle.
Once she's finished covering the eggs, her very next job will be defense. She will defend her nest site with her life. And she'll bite anything that goes near her eggs. She's beautiful. She's just a mummy dinosaur defending her babies.
some shrimp. We've seared our tuna. And when you're done, voila, new Meow Mix Market Select.
Meow Mix Market Select. With tender, juicy cuts of fresh meats and seafood, it's too good to put in a can.
Work, errands, family. No wonder women are more likely to be irregular. Correctol is the laxative made for women with the ingredient doctors recommend most for gentle, dependable, overnight relief. So I can feel like myself again.
Start tomorrow right. Correctol tonight.
One classic Disney film showed us the magic of everlasting friendship.
I'm a fox. My name's Todd. My name's Copper. I'm a hound dog.
And now, the story continues. In a new Disney classic critics call delightful, heartwarming, worth the wait.
Oh, come on, Todd. It's going to be great.
The Fox and the Hound 2.
He's my best friend.
The perfect gift on Disney DVD December 12th.
Next, it's the premiere of Incredible Journeys. Then, those teeth, that tail, leave it to the real beavers. And later on Animal Precinct, Anne-Marie has a big decision to make. All next on Animal Planet.
On Man vs. Wild, Bear Grylls goes where he chooses and knows he'll survive. Now you can too, in the You vs. Wild sweepstakes. Enter now to choose and win a survival vacation at your own level of excitement. You'll also walk away with a digital camcorder to record the trip, so you can tell your tale at breakfast with Bear Grylls himself. Go to survivalzonesweeps.com right now, and don't miss Man vs. Wild, Fridays at 9 on the Discovery Channel. Bear is coming. Spread the word.
Imagine a planet where when you get down, you really get down. Imagine that.
This is the best time of day for crocodiles. They're basking out on the banks just before they lose the afternoon sun. So if we've got any chance of seeing slides or signs of crocodiles, now's the time. And when the sun finally sets, we find it even easier to get up close to them. The same crocodile that will slide away and hide invisibly in daylight will just sit there at night while we can cruise in to observe them at close quarters.
This cute little blighter is not far past the hatchling stage. Its survival instincts are already well developed, and it's out hunting food wherever it can find it. Baby crocodiles are real little battlers. From the moment they emerge from the egg, they're looking for prey. And if you get close enough, they won't hesitate to sink their tiny little teeth right into your finger.
The crocodiles are easier to sneak up on at night. They use the cloak of darkness for their camouflage. And with the spotlight, I can pick up their eye shine and see them. They don't realize that I'm on to them.
Spotlighting is a great way to check the health of crocodile populations. And in this stretch of mangroves, everything looks great. There's plenty of babies and plenty of food for them to survive and thrive. This one's a little bigger, 12, maybe 18 months of age. Eat good-sized prawns. They love to eat prawns. Sit in the shallows, whack, strike out at them. Decent-sized fish, take small rodents, little reptiles, frogs. Love to eat amphibians if he gets up into the fresh water. At this juvenile stage of life, they have to be opportunistic. Baby crocs will take on anything that moves and that they can easily overpower. They have to, or they wouldn't survive. They can torpedo straight through the water, in between the mangroves and over the muddy banks. They use a combination of techniques to get their food. It's all instinct. No one taught this little blighter to snap at the surface, but it works.
Have a look at this little guy. He's actually hunting insects, little bugs right at the surface of the water. Now he's going to hunt anything that's smaller than he is that he can overpower easily, whether it's little crustaceans, bugs, spiders, anything he can get a hold of.
Even these little fish are in danger. Just about everything is the micro version of the behavior you'll see in fully grown crocodiles, and it's all instinctive. Once they're established in the water, their mother leaves them to catch their own food.
How's the way the little blighter waited in the shallows? Whack! Snapped out. This is perfect training for his ambush techniques, because when he gets to be an adult, he's gonna be ambushing big prey sources like wild pigs, kangaroos and stuff. Have a look at this swimming style. He's just like his dad. Judging by the number we saw overnight, there must be dozens of baby and juvenile crocodiles in the area. Odds are only 1 in every 200 will survive to reach the size of this big bloke. What a beauty. We continue our search in the mangroves and estuaries, looking in the big waters. It isn't long before we start spotting mature crocs. And from the air, we get a good overall picture of their entire habitat. Down there. Oh, and it's another beauty, skimming through the murky water. Our survey confirms the adult population is healthy, but only here in the remotest part of Australia. The main reason they're holding their own in Cape York Peninsula is the lack of people pressure. Almost all of this vast area is a true wilderness and virtually inaccessible. As youngsters, they may have their enemies in the wild, but that's not going to threaten the species or even a local population. The biggest threat to the crocodile is conflict with humans, and especially destruction of habitat. This bloke hates the chopper. He strikes and heads straight back into the mangroves.
Steve spotted something that demonstrates the awesome power the saltwater crocodile really has. It's a very big croc, and it's been feeding on a fully mature sea turtle. Pigs. A herd of them foraging in the salty swamplands behind the beach. Crocs just love them. They're a real delicacy, one of their favorite foods. These aren't your average domestic porkers. They're wild and tough. They bite. They've got tusks, and they call the big guys razorbacks. It's kind of hard to see from the air, but that nice tuft of hair right up their back onto their neck is why they got their name, razorbacks. And if Steve's real careful, maybe we'll get to see one up close. But don't count on it, because they really bite. Gee, Steve loves these pigs. Unfortunately, they are dangerous and one of the worst introduced pests in Australia.
Gotcha. You're all right. Come on, mate. You're all right. You're all right. You're all right. Have a look at this girl. Isn't she gorgeous? She's got a beautiful haircut. You can see why they get the name Razorback. And this is a fully grown sow. A lactating female. You're all right. You're all right, sweetheart. You're okay. You're okay. Isn't she beautiful? Absolutely gorgeous. You're all right. You're all right. And it's a lactating female. Don't bite me now. So you can see a little... Oh, you don't like me playing with those, do you? She's got some babies around here. Look at those hooves. Oh, gosh, I love pigs. I just love them. You're a good girl. Go on, then. Hey, hey, hey. Hey. Get out of it. Get out. Run. Hey. Now, no fighting. Quick, quick, quick. She's a little bit funny, a little bit grumpy. I think she wanted to bite me.
We're heading inland to a freshwater swamp close to the coast, the perfect place for crocs to ambush pigs and other food sources like birds and snakes. And we spot some really big salties. Just because they're called saltwater crocodiles doesn't mean they don't like fresh water. They're perfectly at home in any water, as long as the climate's warm enough for breeding. They're found in most tropical regions. A big flock of magpie geese, a really plentiful food source for crocodiles. And then we spot one of the biggest crocs we've seen. He's in an area where there's nowhere to hide. He'd normally slide down deeper and conceal himself under the reeds, but he's just too big. Look at the size of him. Brazaka takes us down a bit closer, and the croc decides he can warn us off with a good threat display. And if we do get close enough, he'll even try to take on the chopper. This is one croc that's best left well alone.
Some of the biggest crocs I've ever seen. The mighty saltwater crocodile, the apex predator, king of Australia. But they're not the only marine reptile you can find in the Cape.
Steve's taking advantage of the location to search for a water-going lizard that's getting very hard to find in the wild.
This swamp is prime habitat for rusty monitors. It's actually a coastal lagoon. Although it's fresh water, right behind a sand dune is the ocean. Of course, the rusty monitor, they can be found out in the salt water. They can excrete salt through their nostrils. No worries at all. We've got to find the rusty monitors before it's too late. It's all a part of an endangered species breeding program that we've got going at Australia Zoo. Goanna research, that's what we're into. And this species is declining. Here's a tree snake. Now, it's a harmless species, a frog eater. This is a good sign the reptiles are on the move. It's just a matter of locating them. They get right down inside the hollows. Really hard to spot. And all you'll see is a little bit of tail. Maybe their head just sitting out watching you. They know I'm coming a long way before I can see them. The other thing that I have to pay particular attention to in these swamps is crocodiles, the other saurian that shares their territory. And there's a frogmouth. It's an owl-like bird mimicking the branches. If I seem a little nervous, I am. This is about as close as you'd ever want to get. You can see him moving through the water. This one's big too. He's big. He's real big. And he's grumpy. I can't see well enough looking down. They're just pushing along through the water.
Up here, Steve can keep a good lookout for crocs, and he'll be able to spot the right trees for finding the rusty monitors. This is the perfect habitat: water for hunting and trees for nesting.
Here be saurians, big ones, big crocs. And now that I've got a bit of height, I can see them, cruising along the bottom, barely visible when you're down at the same level. Woo! These big saltwater crocodiles provide excellent protection for the smaller reptile species, the rusty monitor. In actual fact, the rusty monitor is one of the smaller goanna species. They don't even reach 3 feet in length. It's interesting how the smaller species is protected by the largest reptile on the face of the earth.
Build-A-Bear Workshop is rolling out the red carpet for Multi-Poo, this season's hottest new gift. Be the first to make one of your very own. Build-A-Bear Workshop, where best gifts are made.
There is a way to design a sedan that embraces the road and the driver. Introducing the 2007 Saturn Aura midsize sedan. Saturn, like always, like never before.
Imagine a planet
wilderness protection program to disappear. Imagine that.
Halt! Whoa, whoa, whoa. Answer my 3 questions and I'll let you pass.
Are you kidding?
What's large as a mountain but as small as a... Hey, how many people you got in there?
8.
Whoa, is that a DVD player?
Maybe.
Do I smell cookies?
Hit the gas. That's 3.
Beloved by humans, envied by trolls. The pilot from Honda.
This team's got to start working together. I put you in it, sweeper, but you need to pick it up. I need someone who's got it all. Speed, agility, power. I'm bringing in the new kid.
Get the one cleaning tool that does it all. The Swiffer Sweeper Vac, with the Swiffer dry cloth to get the small stuff and a vacuum to suck up the big stuff. Better than a broom and dustpan.
Way to go, kid.
Swiffer Sweeper Vac. Pick one up for the holidays. Go online for a money-saving coupon.
Kick off your weekend with Television Friday. Be amazed by our animal art. Catch the coolest quick clips. Check out the latest Tail Talk. There's even TV made just for your pet. Plus, it's the only place to see our new series, Meerkat Manor. What a Tailorific way to start the weekend. Television Friday. Every Friday starting at 7, only on Animal Planet.
She's got his tail sticking out of a knot. There it goes, it's just going in. Unreal. This is a good score, really good score. It's very important that I don't upset any animal's environment, particularly one of the rarest goannas in the world. Certainly one of the most important in scientific research. I'm using a capture technique taught to myself and Dad by some close Aboriginal friends of ours on the east coast of Cape York Peninsula. They utilise fronds from the grass tree to tickle little lizards out just like this. And they learnt that from their grandfathers who learnt from their grandfathers. It's a brilliant technique. There's no stress on the animal and no harm to the environment. Here we go. Got the tail nice and gentle, coaxing, coaxing. Here he comes. There he is, little lizard. There he is, little lizard. Look at him. What a little beauty. Well, there you go. This is the most significant lizard in goanna research at the moment. Unbelievable. And I'd say it's a little girl one too. It's a little girl. Boy, isn't she cute. Look at her. Wow. All I had to do was just tickle, 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 until I got her tail and then tickle her from the head end, and out she came, nice and steady, without destroying the environment, without destroying that home tree, because we're going to breed these, we're going to learn all about them, so as we can secure them, so as my kids' can enjoy the rusty monitor out in the wild. And I'll be able to put them, her and her baby, straight back into this tree. It's what I would consider a home tree. Very significant, very important. If it rots away under natural causes, so be it. There's no way I want to disrupt one little piece of bark. Isn't she gorgeous? Absolutely gorgeous. Just one more cursory look for crocodiles. I've been up here a while. Now, the reason we're in this Melaleuca, or paperbark swamp, is to find these. One of the smallest goanna species, one of the largest crocodile species, share the same habitat. Now, these animals are capable of living in completely saline conditions, right in the thickest mangroves. In fact, about 10 miles back that way, that's where they are found, in the mangroves. I believe that this rusty monitor is kind of a new species. And when I get it back home, we'll get the museum people to have a look. And I reckon we'll discover that it's not actually a rusty, it's not actually a spotted tree, but a split between the two. Of course, the rusty monitor is one of the few lizards in the entire world that can handle completely salt water. They have the ability to excrete salt via their nose. Great technique. And they are spectacular. Good swimmers. You can see that tail enables them to swim just like a crocodile, above and below the water. And one of their favourite food sources is insects and crustaceans. You can see her little ears there, beautiful little nostril, and look at her eyes. Oh gosh, she's cute. And they stick like Velcro. Really good at tree climbing. I wouldn't consider these rusty monitors to be a strict marine reptile. They live on the fringe. They're kind of halfway between. Of course, the marine iguanas at the Galapagos Islands, they spend all their time in the seas, in the ocean. But these guys are found out in the mangrove waters, which is right against the ocean, where the ocean meets the land, all the way back into these beautiful freshwater swamps.
From northern Australia to the Galapagos Islands, home to the world's only ocean-dwelling lizard.
A couple of the locals.
The Galapagos Islands are 600 miles off Ecuador in the eastern Pacific Ocean, just south of the equator. Complete isolation on these rugged islands meant that a whole range of animals took a totally different path of evolution from their cousins on the mainland. Among them, the marine iguanas.
Have a look at this. You can see how his tail, now he's dragging his cloaca along. It's flattened out, it's a lot wider, instead of that tail drag. There he is. Life's pretty tough when you're a marine iguana. Out here on the Galapagos Islands, there's no danger. They have no fear. Once you get up over a metre, over 3 feet in length, nothing's gonna worry you. Now this bloke's a fully grown adult male. They can grow a little larger, up to around 4 feet. But isn't he a little beauty? Have a look at the prehistoric spikes he's got along his back and off his head. Beautiful specimen.
They call him Elvis, the king of snakes, and he's looking for a queen.
This is Elvis's lucky day.
On an all-new Mutual of Omaha's Wild Kingdom, snake expert Romulus Whitaker is all shook up to get his best friend Elvis a mate.
Wow, look at that.
But is there a female that's fit for the king?
Never seen anything like it in my life.
King Cobra and I on an all-new Mutual of Omaha's Wild Kingdom. Next, only on Animal Planet.
I want an organized home, but I always run into the same 2 problems. Too much stuff in our closets and nowhere else to store it. But I found the solution with the new improved Space Bag storage packs. Space bags create more closet space by letting you store things someplace else. They're airtight and waterproof, so your items stay protected, which means you can store them under the bed, in the basement, or in the garage, knowing they're safe. Just pack your items into the space bag, seal the patented watertight zipper, then take any vacuum with a hose and vacuum out the air. Look how my kids' bedding stays compressed and protected, and later when you need it, everything comes right back to life, as fresh and clean as the day you put it in. They're see-through, so storing and finding things has never been easier. And unlike plastic bags, Space Bag storage packs are made with nylon. They're guaranteed to lock out dirt, bugs, and moisture. Plus, you can use them over and over and over again for things like moving, dorm rooms, and seasonal items. There's a space bag for every need in your house, from your bulkiest bedding to smaller items that can be stored in drawers. Good Housekeeping calls space bags a smart solution for cramped closets. You can get space bag storage packs at retail stores nationwide, but you can only get this special offer through TV. We'll send you 1 extra large, 2 large, and 2 medium bags for just $19.95. Call now and we'll give you another extra large for the same low price. And we'll include the travel space bag free. Altogether, that's 7 bags, a $47 value. You still pay only $19.95. And we guarantee you'll be satisfied or your money back. Think small. Think safe. Think space bag.
Call 1-800-790-6447 for this special TV offer of 7 space bags for only $19.95. Call 1-800-790-6447. Call now.
Tonight, from the fast.
Any questions?
To the furious.
Give me 1 second.
To the amazing. And as always, the unexpected.
Something just hit my foot. Excuse me. Beans for lunch.
Don't miss Jeff Corwin's Close Encounters on an all-new Whoa Sunday. Tonight at 8 on Animal Planet.
Have a look at this little marine iguana. He's on the side of this rock. Nice, warm, dark rocks, absorbing the heat. Even though it's cloudy, he's getting plenty of warmth. He'll get warm enough and then head out into the ocean for a feed.
The seashore rock hopping in the constantly breaking waves is amazing. They stick to the most slippery rocks using their sharp claws. If I tried this, I'd just slip into the surf and get pounded on those rocks. They've adapted to this aquatic life perfectly. The marine iguanas are beautiful to watch as they climb straight up these rocks with ease. Watching him like this, it's easy to see how they're related to those dinosaurs who came out of the oceans so many millions of years ago.
Watch this. This bloke is still as a rock. It's only the yellow coloration in his spines that I can pick him from those volcanic boulders. Wait. This bloke is a living dinosaur. I'm stoked. Look at that grip. I'm being washed around like a lump of seaweed, and he just sits there like he's nailed to the rock until he decides it's time to move on. When they're doing some serious swimming, they move like crocodile. Their tail action is exactly the same, and the only way to appreciate it is to swim with them. Look at this. My boyhood dreams are coming true. I've always wanted to dive with marine iguanas. There's no such thing as exclusive feeding territories. They all share the same food sources. This is the perfect place to study their swimming style. Their technique is to tuck in their legs, flex their whole body from side to side, and propel themselves onto the rocks. You beauty! The diving's all about grazing. It's a kind of green algae called ulva, and they just love it, totally thrive on it. They grab, crunch, pull, and they push it down with their fleshy tongue, then back up to the surface for a breath. We've hit prime time. It's heated up, the heat of the day. Now they come down in amongst the boulders to feed. It's only the bigger lizards that can hold their temperature that can afford to come down into the depths. Time and time again they'll dive until their temperature gets so low that they got to go back up to bask. Like all reptiles, they don't have the internal ability to control their own body temperature. Slowly as they're grazing, they cool down to the water temperature. Looks pretty good. Yummo! A good bit of algae. I wish I had claws that could grip to these rocks. I'm getting hammered by the tidal surges. You can see the skin starting to slough off its body, just like other reptiles. It just peels off the epidermal layer as they grow. This is a pretty good sized lizard too, by crikey. Look at him, feeding on the algae just like the dinosaurs used to do. And he doesn't care about me. He hasn't got a care in the world except feeding that hungry tummy. Beauty!
Sure I hunt. Small game. Allergens, decimates, they're everywhere. And my gear? I pack a Bissell Healthy Home vacuum. This baby's loaded. Airtight HEPA system, traps allergens, keeps them from going back in the air. Nice. Microban protection fused inside. Odor-causing bacteria?
For the new way to a healthier clean, visit Bissell.com.
They won't see it coming.
Visit Bissell.com/makeover for your chance to win a $10,000 healthy home makeover.
This is my candle shop. I love scented candles, but with kids and dogs, using them isn't always that convenient. That's why I love my Febreze Scent Stories.
Each Febreze Scent Stories disc has a collection of candle-like scents you can use over and over. Refreshing scents fill the room fast, and it shuts itself off automatically, so you don't have to. This year, give the convenience of candle-like scents with no matches required. Go online for a $10 coupon to get Febreze Scent Stories for as low as $14.99.
Are you a pet person? Then hightail it to AnimalPlanet.com's Pet Planet. From polls to pet guides, puzzles to pet e-cards, videos to advice. AnimalPlanet.com is your one-stop pet resource.
Fed up with your overpriced internet service and looking for something new? It's time for an ISP makeover, and this is a job for People PC Online. Go to peoplepc.com now and cut your internet bill in half. For only $10.95 a month, you get unlimited internet access, including a smart dialer with more local access numbers than AOL for faster, more reliable connections. You get a complete suite of security tools, including spam controls to help keep junk mail out, a pop-up blocker to help stop pop-ups, and email virus protection powered by Symantec. You can even keep using your favorite instant messenger. Ready for your internet makeover? Go to peoplepc.com now to try us free for 30 days and compare us side by side with your current ISP or call 1-800-748-9136. People PC Online, a better way to internet.
Tonight, beavers, nature's ultimate builders. Those teeth, that tail. But not everyone's impressed with their toothy enthusiasm. See how one woman is helping our two species live side by side. Leave it to the real beavers. Tonight at 9 on Animal Planet. Tonight, an ASPCA agent should remain objective, but some cases are hard to shake. Will Anne-Marie's emotion get the best of her?
So you would want to foster all of them?
Animal Precinct, tonight at 10 on Animal Planet.
These blokes can hold for as long as 20 minutes and dive as deep as 60 feet. As they swallow their food, aided by that fleshy tongue, they take in water, but they shoot it straight back out through their nostrils, which is the way that they excrete salt. Fantastic to witness a reptile grazing on the bottom of the ocean. I've always wanted to do this, swim in the sea with crocodiles and then join the Galapagos marine iguana for a long underwater lunch.
This has been a rare insight to the amazing underwater world of reptiles of the deep.
And what a great experience to share the secrets of the Australian saltwater crocodile and the marine iguanas of the Galapagos. Woo!